boyfriend or their spouse would at home. It's the kind of same type of love, that you would probably get from a loved one, like a spouse or a boyfriend or a brother. Those are kind of only going to be like the closest people that can push you and get on your nerves at the same time. But it's all love if they're sincere in what they're trying to provide you. So, and I was telling her, I think if I'm getting on Karen nerves, I'm trying to get on y'all nerves too, because we got to push each other. If we not pushing each other, what we doing? If we not
Yeah,
set goals for each other, what we doing? You
that's
know,
true.
if we not pushing each other and helping each other, through our situations, what are we really doing? Because everybody I've talked to and we spoke with is personal issues. So it's usually nobody that's going to really be there with you in a personal issue, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, or your sister and brothers. Maybe some cousins or something, but usually not. It's kind of those are the kind of like the inner people right there. And of course, mom and dad. And some of us have mom and dad, some of us don't. And that's kind of where I feel in right there. Like one of those, or I try to be all of them to push your buttons because we all need our buttons pushed. Nobody is unbothered
Yeah, that's
by the chaos of the world that's going on right now. You know, so
and you said something that was really important. Like everyone are going through challenges in life, and if you can sit there and say that I'm not going through anything, I'm not being affected by anything in life, mentally, physically, emotionally, or whatever, that's not true because everyone in this world, and we have to learn how to balance what we have in front of us and what we have ahead of us, and that's our business, our day to day. That's going to get us through financially. So I like that was a valid point that you hit right there. So I'm glad that she messaged you back. I think that's amazing. That just lets you know that your coaching, your mentoring is really,
yeah,
helping.
I hope so. You have to push buttons. I've
Yeah.
been pushing Brittany buttons over the last few months because a lot of us just don't have anybody here. A lot of us are kind of doing this business by ourselves.
Yeah.
It's only us, nobody else. And me and her kind of go at it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. She said crazy stuff to me. I say crazy stuff back. And we get back at it early in the morning. Sometimes she like one of the first persons that'll get up and message me in the morning. And sometimes she'll get me back on track.
Yeah.
Think about hanging out and going a little bit later. I'm gonna jump up maybe about 8:30. She may text 6, 7:30. I'm gonna hang out and chase a big man around till 9 o'clock. She may text at 8:39. You know,
Yeah.
talking about the surplus business, talking about excited about the couple of deals she got. And then I piss her off and get in her ass a little bit more on, okay, we got two. What do? We got to eventually stop doing our celebration dance in the end zone, like we did in football. We can't just sit here and keep dancing in the end zone because we scored. We got to get back on offense and get back on defense and keep playing and keep running and keep helping people. Yeah, we got two. Let's keep going. And I was telling Cedra, I said, usually people kind of quit and give up and lose focus and they don't get a deal. I said, Cedra, you ran off and almost quit after you got your first deal.
Yeah.
So, and she said it was some personal issues and things of that nature, and that's what this call is. How do
Yeah,
we overcome personal issues? Because it's not going to ever stop. It's going to be hard pressed to have a time throughout life, the 100 years you're going to be here, or 90, 80, 70, 60. And the God be the glory that we touched those years, that all of those years are going to be perfect.
exactly.
Ups, no downs, nobody passes away. We all live forever. Mom, dad, grandma, granddaddy, we all live forever, no problems. It is just a remarkable, beautiful day. And cheesecake and ice cream outside and cookies. And to eat all of that and no cavities and everything is just perfect. Um, Not like that. So our call is today, how do we push through? How can we get more y'all to come help all these people? I'm sitting here looking at this spreadsheet. I got way too many leads.
And
It's
not
like
enough warm bodies to
it's
call.
unbearable how many leads or how much help I need from y'all out there on the internet, YouTube world. And we're not asking you for $3,000 for a course, or $1,000, or $2,000, or $1,000. We're gonna have an amazing offer at the end of the call. But at the end of the day, it's too many people to help, all the way from Arkansas to Alaska. I think I sent out some leads today, all the way from Alaska to Arkansas to Tennessee to Oklahoma, to our students. And I'm just sending them in a text message. Yes, you got it in your email, but I'm just sending it to you in a text, just so you can, when you're scrolling and you want to look at something and you want to run to your TikTok or run to your Facebook or run to your Instagram or whatever, and scroll and look at that lead that I just sent you from somebody that may need your help, somebody that's waiting on you.
Mm.
All these states, these people are getting kicked out of the house for back taxes. All over the states, United States, people getting kicked out for mortgage default, mortgage foreclosure.
Yeah.
So we got two jobs. We got two jobs here. We work in double shifts here. We have a daytime job, Texas. Got nighttime job, Texas. Got daytime job, mortgage, nighttime job. We got two jobs. It's entrepreneurship, entrepreneur business. You have to work hard as this as you do at your day job. You have to work hard at building your business as you do at your day job. Your job got you working and being determined and being there on time and showing up 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day. You come in early, you stay late, you work on the weekends. What you think you're going to have to do on your entrepreneurship business, on starting your small business? You're going to have to work just as hard or harder. And I don't want to hear
Yep.
nothing because I don't want to hear it, because you go in at that job all day, all night.
That is true. And I think a lot of people don't realize it. I didn't even realize it. And I'm just going to use me as a testimony, because I want people to understand that we are real people at the end of the day. And that was one thing that I struggled with when we started this business. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm working harder than I ever worked at a job. No, because you're building your own. This is your baby. This is your business, and this is something that you're building. And of course, you want to build it, good principles and values and integrity and all of that. So you have to, think about that too. And then when you start bringing people onto your team to level up and, take you to that next level, you're putting more time in, because not only are you, focusing on what you got to get done, but your team, you have to support your team and love your team and lead your team to, our ending goal, which is really not even an ending goal in the surplus business. We're forever learning, we're forever changing, forever doing things different, forever working with different people. So, I didn't realize it. I was like, whoa, like we're up late at night, maybe listening to other people that are doing the business. Are we up at night to study? We're up at late at night looking at leads and seeing how we're going to execute them the next day. Sometimes, and I'm really funny, Jason. I know you noticed this about me, but I'll look at some names. I'm like, oh, I can get this person. And I was speaking into existence. I would like literally look at somebody's name, where they live, and I'm like, I'm gonna call them tomorrow. I bet you they're gonna answer the phone, you know? And so it's just the power of positive thinking, which I have the book sitting right here next to me as we're speaking now. So it's, it is hard work to build a business, and it is hard work to, to get something going for yourself. But at the end of the day, it is so rewarding because, you didn't have to beg to take a day off. You didn't have to, you know, you don't have to ask for a lunch break. You don't have to ask, for this and that. Those things that we come across at a 9 to 5 job, which can be so stressful because I was one of those types that I'm not about to ask you if I can go to the restroom. I'm not about to ask you if I can leave early because my child is sick. I am not about to. So I never lasted out there in the workforce. So I never lasted. So here I am. And we're not gonna go deep into that, but it has its challenges, but we have to know how to overcome those challenges that we are faced. So I'll let you go ahead and.
Well, let me ask you, what are some challenges that we do face? You made some great points there, like I'm not about to ask to have time off, and I'm not about to ask, can I go to the restroom? But you do have to in those particular situations. And I understand you may have to have a restroom, but you better not have too many of those restroom breaks, or you may not
you to the office.
yeah, or you may not keep going over on your lunch break, and things of that nature. So, what are some issues in the business that you come around with? Because I want to go back to that point that we're making on. We all have issues and personal issues. What are some issues that you would think that you would have, or students or people would have, on why they can't get started, or why they haven't got started, or why do people quit before they get the first deal, or what happens on after you get that first one or two? And I'm speaking with a couple of students like that. Brittany got those two, and Cedra has that one, and I'm trying to keep them focused on filling up that pipeline. So, what are some issues here that we run into that we have to overcome in this business?
I believe a lot of the times coming into something different that is not a 9 to 5, we kind of come over into starting a business or doing something on our own with the same expectations that we have for a 9 to 5. So a lot of people are looking for a paycheck within the next 2 weeks, or within the next month, 30 days. And I know for a fact, a lot of people that talk about surplus funds on YouTube, they tell you that this is not a fast money, business. This takes time, but it's so rewarding because once you get your first payout, it is so much more than what you would have got in 2 weeks, a month, 60 days, 90 days, maybe
And
in a
there are
year.
and there are some fast payout states
Yeah.
and counties, but you have to actually get started to get that fast payout and go to that particular state or that particular county to work that list. But I tell people, whatever list or whatever information that we provide, just get started on that, because you don't want to look over here in Oregon or Idaho or Indiana what the person over here in Vegas was waiting for you to call, like Cedar. Or I'm telling Brittany, hey, we got all of this everywhere, but it looked like her first two deals were in Las Vegas, Nevada. So don't get too caught up in your backyard, but I still want you to get familiar with your backyard, because it's people in your backyard that are looking for your help. Just like I just got this $27,000 deal yesterday that's in the backyard, and it's been sitting there on the county for almost 2 years, and she was in trouble on this being cheated, because in Texas they only give you 2 years to claim these tax funds, and if you don't claim these tax funds in 2 years, they're gonna keep it. So, and that was the more expensive course that I was taking Brittany through, being one of the first students in that course. But on her first deal, she's about to bring home 20 plus grand on just her first deal. So wouldn't that type of course for, five, six, $7,000, whatever you're trying to get into regarding how determined and how ready you're ready to get started on a course like that. I think if you pay $5,000 for that course and you just made 20, I believe you kind of times four your investment on just one deal. And she ended up getting two. So she's about to get paid out maybe a little bit over 25 grand on her first two deals. Now it's not gonna be like that for everybody, but it's showing up plenty of these deals out here because this is just in Nevada. Just one state. Jumped into a course for $5,000.
Yeah.
And the first deal was $20,000.
That sounds like determination to me, and I applaud Brittany because she was very determined. She understood the business, but she was willing to set aside whatever it is that she had going on at the moment and take on your coaching, take on your basically your hand holding program. And we do have our hand holding program where we will technically walk you through hand in hand, like walking through what was it when Jesus separated the Red Sea? Don't get me going now, but I'm just saying we're going to hold your hand and we're going to
So we're
walk you
going
through, coach you. We're going to tell you what to say. We're going to if you need to tag us in to speak with the claimant, that is exactly what Jason offered. And that is what got Brittany 20 plus coming within the next couple of weeks or next month.
I guess we'll call it, I need you to help me with this program.
What do you want?
We're gonna call it the I need you to help me with this program. Because when we
You
started out, we needed help, and we met Wesley, we met Ron. Met Ron first, and Ron was a lifesaver because we needed help. I needed help with this. I'm like, Ron, I got some deals ready to go, but I need some help closing. I've never actually closed a deal. I'm not sure which type of attorney to call. I don't have an attorney. I don't have a relationship with an attorney. I never closed one. I need to make sure we get paid. And he was like, okay, well, I'm valuable on my side also. Let's do a 60-40 split. I get 60 and you get 40. I was like, no problem. Because our first deal was, well, maybe 127,000 that we got signed up for 35%. So we was about to make 20 grand. So great. The next deal that we got was like 131,000, Mr. John.
Yeah.
Then we got maybe like 30% on that. So it's great. I think those were maybe like $20,000 surplus deposits.
Yeah.
In our first couple of deals. Maybe one was 15 grand, maybe the other one was 20. I think they both were about 20, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just saying, just one of those, just like Brittany, her first one is going to be like 20 grand plus. Just one deal, her first one. I'm not saying everybody going to get a 20 grand plus surplus, and there's going to be her payout, not the client has a 20K plus surplus. It was a huge surplus, so her 40% or 35%, whatever it may be that we had it at, is going to be 20 grand. How much would that help you right now? That was our first deposit too, was about 20 grand. Our second was 20 grand. So it's thousands and hundreds of these out here.
Yeah.
And I know you may be working 8 hours a day. I know you may be working 12 hours a day. But I know hopefully you're not working all day Sunday and Saturday, all day and all night. Hopefully you're not working all night where you can't make a few calls. And it's just a few calls, y'all. Just tell y'all we're just passing out money. It's only a matter of time once you just keep calling people. I say this on every call. We're just passing out money. Sometimes I try to pass out money, and some people say I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I called Mr. Moody the other day. Mom and dad passed away, or mom and stepdad passed away, and they had some property out there. And he like, man, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. We're going to get all type of conversations about this money. Some people love it, they enjoy it, they want it. Some people like, I get to it later. Some people like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. And hey, it's like that sometimes. You don't that let that affect you. You move on to the next person because there's thousands of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these all over the world. Mr. Moody don't want the money. Okay. Hopefully maybe one of his sisters or his brothers call me because he got some siblings. Just about 22K sitting there. I told him if he don't want his money, he don't want to have nothing to do with it. Give it to your girlfriend. Give it to your wife. Give it to your kids. I'm sure that girlfriend or wife could use that couple of grand. I'm sure she'll spend it, won't she, Karen?
I sure can.
Yeah. Yes, your girlfriend or your wife will spend that money. It's not about you. I know
Yeah.
you probably didn't have a good relationship with the mom's husband or whatever, or stepdad or whatever, but man, get that money to the kids. I know you don't want to have nothing to do with it, but give it to your girlfriend, your wife, your son, your daughter. Give it to your other sisters and brothers. But hey, these is just type of conversations we have. Talked to another lady. She said she was going Miss Glenda. I think it was Miss Glenda. She said she gonna try to find an attorney. You're gonna get that too. Some people
Oh
gonna
yeah.
try to do it on their own.
Those
Sometimes
are
it
those
don't
are
work.
not leads. Those are the ones you
Sometimes
keep on your list.
yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out and they'll call you back.
They sure will.
I spoke with a lady that some funds in Florida been sitting there for 4 years and she ain't got a check. Almost 5 years.
Hmm.
You talking about I'm a call attorney. You ain't called them in 4 years? Sometimes they just bluffing. I call her back again and text her again. Sometimes people just going through things. Exactly the name of this call. Just going through stuff, going through personal stuff. The deal that we got yesterday, she knew about it. She knew about the unclaimed funds, the surplus funds. She knew about it. 27,000 just sitting there.
And I'm glad you brought that up because it was something you asked me earlier when I came into the office. You said, Karen, do you know how I got this? And I didn't quite know how to answer because I felt like it was a trick question, but it really wasn't a trick question. And you were saying the frequency. And I know we've been studying the paradigm and frequency with Bob Proctor. And so you have really been tuning in to him. But can you just share a snippet of what you said to me and how you got that claim? Because she's like what? She was like a month or two away from being cheated. She
Yeah.
knew about the surplus. She said that she works for the county and could have did it on her own, but of course, we have life challenges. We get busy with so much with our personal life that it kind of goes on the back burner. And I know, and I get it. But can you just kind of share a little bit with me on the frequency and how how did you like just, what made you just kind of dive into that
Well,
aspect of how
I
you
was
got
just,
her?
I was just scrolling through some Texas leads, and this is something I was manifesting and trying to get on a frequency and vibration back in December because I got it wrote down on the list, and I was just scrolling through some leads and looking at the case information. I was like, and following the same course, this new course that I made up with Brittany. I'm gonna try to find these old, because everybody's chasing the new claims, the recent ones. But you don't know and understand that there's hundreds of these people that we don't catch up with. There's hundreds of these that are on a time frame, a time schedule. They are going to get S cheated, and the state is going to keep it because the people don't know, or they don't believe you, or they don't believe themselves, or they got so much other stuff. They so busy. They was finna do it themselves. And she said she used to work for the county, and she's former military. So these are very, very amazing, beautiful, and we salute her for her time in the military. Ladies that are in the military, the men in the military, but they just got other stuff going on, and she knew about it. People are calling, people are texting. Her and her daughter have the same name, and me and her were talking about that. Like it's not usual that you have the daughter and mom that have the same exact name. And I was asking her, did your granny name her that name, or did you name her? She like, yeah, I named her I named her Jacqueline. And so I called the daughter and she was like, nah, that's my mom. Me and my mom got the same name. I'm gonna let her know you called. So I was telling her, I'm not sure, before you hang up, ma'am, this is an emergency, urgent situation. I'm just trying to pass out money to your mom. I'm not sure if she knows about it or not, but she said, yeah, she knows about it. I'm just saying, I said, well, okay. Well, tell mom that I'm going to be the best one that can assist and help her in this situation. I'm not going to give all the gems and jewels about what I said, because if you want to close deals like this, come on, and we're going to have an offer for you at the end of the call. But come on over and we can give you some of this sauce that we drop on these bi-weekly and weekly Zoom calls. I told her, we'd be the best for the business. And, she gave me mom's phone number. I gave mom a call a couple of times and a couple of text messages. And I turned on Bob Proctor, one of his affirmations that night. And God be the glory, wake up and she the first call of the day. Like, hey, you called me, regarding them unclaimed funds on the property sale, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with you. She's like, I didn't have to sell her because she was already sold. She said, I'm gonna go ahead and go with you. And I was just asking, okay, what's going on, mama? Why you ain't claim these funds? And she went into, hey, I'm in the military. I used to work for the county. I know people up there. I've been busy. I was gonna do it. I can do this by myself now. Yeah, I was gonna do it, but I hadn't. I said, well, mama, we running out of time for all that. She said, I know. I'm gonna go ahead and go with you. And we sent her the DocuSign. And it seemed like with Bob, and we don't have any affiliation with Bob Proctor. We're not selling any of his information or his course, but you can check him out. He's a real renowned speaker um, regarding life and vibration and frequency, and building your inner self. And I had a feeling. I was like, when you listen to these self-help stuff, you think, well, it ain't gonna work for me. But the other side of your brain, it can only listen and understand what it's hearing. And it's saying, well, yeah, it worked for everybody else, it's gonna work for you too. And it worked. Listen to the video. And it was one of them videos where money flows easily and effortlessly into your life. And it was just repeating that over and over. Money flows to you effortlessly and easily into your life in multiple ways. Money flows to you easily in multiple ways in your life. And 8:30 in the morning, here it is. Ding dong. I'm ready to go with you. Can you send it? Can you send it through online? She's like, I'm running around my daughter. She having surgery today. I'm not sure how to sign this online because I was trying to direct her how to sign it online. She's like, what's your address information? I come to your office. And I was like, no, Mama Jackie. Miss Jack, Miss it's now Jacqueline or Juanita now, mom. And I said, no, Miss Juanita, we do this from home. We do all of this from home. We're gonna take care of all of this from home, and we'll send out a certified check in the mail to you. Or once we finish the claim process, we'll do a wire transfer directly into you know, your checking or your savings account. And then I kind of just went through it with the online signature again, and she was able to finish it. I was like, click here, click there where it says date, boom, boom, boom. I have to put up my rabbit sign information like Eddie does, because Eddie, every time Eddie Barber get a rabbit sign, he like to put it up online and show everybody. So we trying to keep up with Eddie. So once we finish up this call, I'm gonna tell Karen to kind of put ours up, and we're like, okay, Eddie, it's a tie game. It's you got you one rabbit sign, I got me a rabbit sign, and this is just the best way to start our spring break, y'all, by helping somebody. I'm trying to tell you, I got to catch these people because they busy. They got some personal things going on, just like you. We all got personal things. Don't we think all these spiritual beings floating throughout the world? Don't we all have the same kind of personal issues, no matter what it may be? We all have it or had a family member or somebody that's going through some type of personal issues. So all of our personal issues are the same in some form or fashion with the men or the ladies and things of that nature. So we just trying to help y'all. And again, back to this call is just how do we get over the personal things? So to get Miss Juanita, I just followed the same steps and protocol that I was doing on Brittany on the new course on trying to find these deals before they get cheated. Because again, everybody's finding the new ones and the new ones. And I'm trying to go where a different route where nobody's probably calling. Or they are probably calling and they still ain't claimed the funds yet because she's not the first person that this is about to get S cheated because she got everything going on. Remember, we were trying to find Galen and Miss Sean had got a chance to speak with her. And I think about that all the time. Like if Sean could have got on the phone and just said, maybe, hold on, ma'am, this is an emergency. I know you got it handled, but this is an emergency now. You know, it's been sitting here 2 years and you're about to miss out on $235,000. And that's why I do this business. Because oh my gosh, what we could do with 230 something thousand dollars. And she had it on the table sitting in there with her name on it. And she tried to do it by herself and she tried, but she just wasn't sure how to do it. And I wish she just would have called back like Miss Juanita did. Man, gosh, I wish she just would have called back. How that 230 something thousand could help her and the kids and the grandkids. Could have changed her life. But since she had
And
so much, go ahead.
I'm glad you brought that up. Forgive me. I'm glad you brought that up because the simple fact is it's not only what we're going through, okay? We have
Yep.
to understand what we're going through. The claimants are probably going through it times 10. And what are the D's? Divorce, debt, death. And then I created another one, don't care. And it means you mentally have checked out. And you have to understand what we are up against when we're reaching out to the claimants. And we have to kind of get not on their frequency, but we have to kind of understand the frequency that they're on. So we have to be mindful of what we say, how we say it, and how we approach the situation. And sometimes it's just they need someone to talk to, or they need a friend. They done X'd out their whole family. They don't have nobody that they can talk to. And I know that space because I have been in that space to where I felt like I had no one to talk to. Of course, my husband, of course, but who can I talk to other than my husband? And all I had out of my whole entire family was my sister, my little sister. So you have to understand the mental space that they're in. So that's why it's so important, and I don't think we can stress this enough, for those that teach surplus funds, is that you have to build a rapport with these claimants because what they're going through, they have to find some sense of trust, some sense of you have their best interest at heart, some sense of that they will feel it, and they will feel it, they will hear it in your voice that you're being genuine, you're being sincere, and you're being transparent. That's the word a lot of the claimants love to hear, and I make sure I use that when I'm speaking to them. Can I be transparent with you? And a lot of them say, you know what, I appreciate you saying that. And that's all it is transparency. They want number one, they want to know that you're a real person with integrity. So it's all about how you hold that conversation with them on the phone. So I can't stress that enough. That is going to be, and that falls in line with what Jason just said, the frequency that you bring to the conversation. So be willing to listen because they want to talk. Let them get it out. Them mofos, they took my house and and New owner came over here and told me I had to go. And I just put solar panels on the house and I won't buy solar panels back. I got homestead exemption. I done heard it all. I done heard it all with a lot of these claimants. Just listen. They will come around when they're ready to come around. But when they're ready to come around and sign that agreement, they're going to remember all those positive conversations and all that time that you listened to them and you didn't judge. We listen and we don't judge. They're going to remember everything. And they're going to be ready to move forward. But we have to be patient. And again, we have to build that rapport. And most of all, we cannot have commission breath. And I know a lot of students get into this because they may be in a financial situation to where I got rent next month, or my money is kind of getting low, and and people go into like this financial panic and whatnot. And a lot of people that are doing this business, again, they're looking for a paycheck. You know, we bring that 9 to 5 mindset over into the surplus business, and now we're looking for a paycheck in 2 weeks or 30 days or whatever, you know, and it doesn't happen like that, you know? So that commission breath is very important because, like I said, a lot of students come over here and they're already doing the math. Oh, okay, if I get this one and I take out my 40% or whatever, if I can get them to sign up at this percentage and then I take my 40% out, I'm gonna make this much. And then you get kind of stuck in a space that you really shouldn't be in. And that interferes with you actually doing this business the way that it needs to be done. So Jason, I'm gonna let you jump in on that because I think I needed to kind of touch on that because a lot of people don't talk about that.
But yeah, don't get caught trying to count your money, count their money and give it to them. If you count their money and give it to them, your money will automatically come. You focus on calling them and helping them, and they will come. You focus on them. Focus on helping them. I didn't count up this lady $27,000. I'm counting it up and now I'm trying to find her and giving it to her because she's has an emergency because she got in May. This is gonna be gone, and it's been sitting there since 2023, and she ain't got it yet. So I need to focus on my portion. My portion is zero, and she about to have zero if somebody don't help her and get to the frequency and vibration that she on quickly. I wasn't able to get to her, but I got on her daughter's frequency. And I informed her daughters of the emergency and urgent situation of what we do, how we do it, and we need to help mama immediately. And she relayed that information to mama. So mama got my frequency, got the urgency of the frequency, and called me back and said, okay, I'm going with you. And I'm like, mama, what's going on? What's the problem here? And she, like I said, busy, military, I used to work for the county. These people are very intelligent on whatever that they do in life, whatever business that they do. You're speaking with people. I don't even care if he's a housewife and she go out and take care of all the bills or vice versa. He go out and take care of all the bills. And we spoke with women that are housewives and going through issues and going through mental situations. I've helped all type of people. Students help all type of people. People going through it, getting kicked out, having to live in mobile homes or live at their job or family and friends. And I've been blocked by people. You've been blocked by Miss Jackson. I've been blocked by Miss Jackson. They get caught up that I want to do this all by myself. I want every penny. I want all to myself. And I'm mad at everything and everybody, okay? I'm not going to be able to help everybody. Last thing I was saying, hey, see if you can get Miss Jackson. I don't know if she done blocked you, but say, hey, Miss Jackson, we can show you how to do this for free. But if you don't want to listen to nobody about nothing, I'm not even sure we can show you how to do this for free because you won't listen to that either, probably. But for everybody that won't listen, I got about 15 or 20 deals in here that's been completed. There are people that will listen. So just take the good with the bad. Hopefully that she's not going to be another 6-figure claim that gets cheated because she want it all and want to be greedy and don't want to allow anybody to help. The county took the house. You didn't have that type of stern situation with them when they took the house. We got an emergency going on. We're just trying to help. So if there's a boatload of money, 9 times out of 10, the people will give you a piece of that boatload of money just to help it get it in their pocket. So no, you don't have to sit there and count if this would be that and I get this and I get that. No. It's not yours. It's not yours to begin with. And it's not even yours to end with. And yet all of this on these walls around here, all of this is because I want to go help somebody. That's first. And that's the only thing. That's the first, second, and the third. Right there. That's the first, third, second, third, fourth, fifth thing. I'm trying to go help somebody get their money back. And if you're sincere on helping somebody get their money back, they give you a piece of pie all day. It's like going to a friend reunion and them giving you a plate. If you help them get their plate, they'll give you a plate. If you help put them in front of you to get in a plate that they didn't know that they had a plate right here regarding this situation, they'll help you get your plate. You don't have to start counting. I'm not counting up none of that. First thing I'm counting is the days she got before she don't get it. That's what I'm counting. Man, she got May 1st. It's March. We're about to be April in a few days. So I need to call. How did I get the deal? And she been getting calls for 2 years. People been calling, texting, and emailing her for 2 years. She said, Jason, people even coming to my house. How did I beat all of them?
I'm glad you said that because you're going to share that in your hand holding program. What did you call it? You changed the name. It's not
We
hand
gonna do
holding.
this together. We gonna do this together
We're gonna
program.
do it.
Help, yeah, help me with this.
Yeah,
We gonna do this
yeah.
together program. Help me with this. Can you help do this with me? Can you
I
help
think
me?
that was genius. I think it was very
Yeah.
genius what you did and how you went about it and what you said. And it's always about what you say. What you say. Like I wish I was a fly on the wall to I remember you being on the phone, but I didn't come back. I think I was busy doing something. But I wish I would have been a fly on the wall to hear that conversation with that claimant for her to just instantly say, you know what? I'm going to go
But
with you.
but the conversations for her to call me came from her daughter first. I had to
Correct.
have a conversation with her daughter first because I found the daughter first. So the frequency and vibration went through her daughter to her mama.
Correct.
So the daughter was first. Me and the daughter fell in love with each other first. It was love at first sight. We ain't hear each other. We ain't see each other. So it was first, it was love at first frequency, love at first vibration.
And that frequency, it's real. It's really real. Um, and I don't know where everyone is on their self-help journey or spiritual journey or whatever you want to call it, but we have to try to search and discover a higher frequency that we may be used to on a day-to-day basis, because again, like I have stated and what I had said earlier was that they can feel your frequency when you call. So don't get so wrapped up in trying to sound like a Fortune 500 company when you're calling these people. They want to feel like you are very organic and that you have their best interest at heart. And if you come at that angle, then they will feel that, okay, I like this person. And that's so funny how she said, you know what, I like you. I'm gonna go with you. After receiving so many calls for 2 years straight, people knocking at her door.
People at the door, baby. She said, people coming to my man. These people done came to my door.
Wow.
How did I beat all these people for the last 2 years? I even beat her because she said she was gonna do it herself. So I beat her for doing it herself. She's obviously not. She knows about it. People at the door. How I beat everybody. How I beat all these salesmen and sales lady. I beat all the sales lady and all the salesmen. All these presentations. How did my presentation win?
You gave her an offer that she could not resist.
I gave
And
it to the daughter. I gave it to the daughter first.
gave it to the daughter.
I didn't have to give I didn't have to give Miss Juanita anything. She had already had a conversation with her daughter. Her daughter relayed the message. So when she called back, all she just needed to hear was the same frequency and voice that her daughter had already talked about and make sure it matched.
Mm-hmm.
This what you heard? This what he said? Oh yeah. Can you send this? How do what I need to do? Can you send it through
Yeah.
email? Can I come to your office when I get through with my daughter and taking her to cataract surgery?
Yeah.
No, Mama Juanita, we do this from home. Let me walk you through the DocuSign again. Eddie and Bob are gonna be proud of me. Let me walk you through this. Let me walk you through this rabbit sign.
Yeah. Because we were like literally 30 minutes away from getting up and going out the door to meet her, because
If
She
needed, yeah. Because she was like, I can't get this DocuSign. I said, well, another reason, another part of the hand holding program, another aspect of it is your backyard. That's what I gave all the students. Homework last call. Find a surplus list online. A lot of the surplus lists are going to be tax surplus lists online. Find a list online. See, I'm not just going to tell you to do it and I don't do it. I'm going to do the same thing I'm telling my damn self to do. Are we just talking it or are we doing it? Are we talking it or are we doing it? My daughter on the step team, so I got to be a big stepper too. Got to step too. So I'm a finalist online, and I'm gonna call the person. I'm not gonna worry about if the money there. I'm not gonna worry about if they claimed it. I can't do that. That's not what the frequency. That's not what Bob Proctor say do. That's not what Les Brown said do. That's not what Jim Rome said do. They said on where I'm not at the for step number one is not worry about. And I need to see this. Find the money, call the person, ask them, do they have the money? That's the way I do it. The way other people do it online, they can do it however you want to do it online. I'm just saying the way we done it for Brittany, it got her first deal, she got 20 grand. And she has never made any money in this business before she met us. Before she got, I help me do it with this. Can you show me how to do this? I don't know how to do this. Can you do that too, training? First deal within a month. 2 deals within about a month.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it was a lot of help me do it. So I'm finding leads for her, helping her find phone numbers, showing her how to go online and find these youngsters through Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And she found the daughter. That's how she got her first deal. Found the daughter, slapped the daughter silly for her daughter to get out of herself. Tell your mama that we trying to give her some money. Okay, scam. Good. We got that out the way. Can you please tell your mama that we trying to pass out over $100,000 of her money? Okay, scam. Yeah, okay. Where they do that at? Who online talking about trying to give you money? Everybody that's a scam online asking you to send them some money.
Right.
Can I get your debit card? Can I get your credit card? Can you send this to me for this? Can you send this? No. Come on, daughter. Find your mama. Get out of yourself. Go get mama. Tell mama that she owes some money and she probably don't know about it. Just tell her. And then if your mama can understand that frequency and this is an emergency, boom, $200,000 claim. Mama said, I didn't even know about this. That's the program I'm teaching. First deal, 20 grand. I would spend $5,000 all day long for a lifetime membership, not for 30 days, not for 60 days, not for 90 days, a lifetime membership and partnership to have just a possibility of maybe just making 5, 10, 15 grand. And once I make the first 5 grand that I spent, I'm allowed to keep working with you to keep doing this and learn this as a business.
Yeah.
And you're gonna show me how to do it and do everything for me. All I gotta do is just follow the directions on call, text, and email these people. And you're gonna try to help me do that too? Hell, my own husband and wife won't help me do this. My
Can I
brother and
stop you?
sister and cousins won't help me do this, but you're gonna help me do it.
Can I
And I
stop
said,
you in your footstep, Jason, really quick? Because you had said something that really hit home. A lot of the times when we are trying to cross over in entrepreneurship and trying to do something different, we have to understand that we have to invest in ourselves. And a lot of people are not willing to invest in themselves at all. I get it because I know we've come from that where I may not have the $1,000. I may not have the $2 or $3 or $4,000 to invest, because we are focused on the wrong thing. We're not looking at the ending goal like, okay, if I invest this $2,000-$3,000 and I work hard at this and I take advantage of whatever it is that Karen and Jason is offering. Whatever they're offering, they're saying they're going to hold my hand, they're going to coach me all the way through.
I'm gonna do it for
And
you.
I stay
We're gonna do
consistent
it
on
together.
my end with calling people. That's all I need
Just
to
try.
focus on is just staying consistent with
Just try.
calling.
Just call, leave a voicemail, leave a
Right.
text message, leave an email. Just try. How
But
can you help me with the leads? We're gonna help you with the leads. We're gonna help you find leads. We're gonna find the list together online. We're gonna try to find the people together. We're gonna look for the people together. You got a support team. You got a whole back office team. You don't have to try to find the attorneys. You don't have to try to find the paperwork. You don't have to try to find the legal documents, the agreements. We're gonna do everything for you. I know. Some people may not have $5,000, but you have something to invest in yourself. We got a different
but what
program. We're gonna tell Karen to start we had a 60-day challenge. We're gonna do a 90-day challenge. We're gonna do it at $200. Now, if we're gonna say I don't have $5,000, I don't have $200, I'm not sure what we can do. I'm not sure what we can do in this situation because you're still gonna have to have food on the table. You're gonna have to have gas. But I think these weekends on going out on a monthly basis, you go out on the weekend. We got date nights, we got homeboy nights, homegirl nights. We got hit the club nights, hang out, take out family dinner. Can be $50 to $100. If we just kind of tally up that monthly bill on hanging out, that adds up to $200. So it's just, are we gonna sacrifice and give ourselves a little time to learn something new, and to try something new, and to actually give ourselves time and justify ourselves giving ourselves time on just trying to learn something new? And what if I actually do it, like Brittany and Cedra and Mr. Biggers and Viola and Trevor? What if I actually get one? How will that help you? Some people are gonna be one and done. Some people are gonna quit before they give themselves time. So because you'll get unfocused. You'll probably don't get one, go back into that life. You'll get blurry, you'll get dizzy, and you fall back into that same trap of the same call that we have today. My personal issues. And you won't allow yourself to get one, to push past those personal issues. Don't have much with another $2,000 up coming in another month or two or three help me. How much with 3, 4, 5,000? Trevor first deal, 20 grand. Trevor first damn deal, 20 grand. Then he got unfocused. Brittany first deal, 20 damn grand. Next deal, about 5 grand. Got unfocused. Personal issues. Personal issues will kick your ass if you let it. It's your shadow. It's your reflection in the mirror. It'll kick your ass if you sit there, or she'll kick your ass and beat you down if you keep talking to her and looking at her in the mirror. But letting the other side of your brain talk to you and tell you why you can't do it, you don't have time, or it's not going to work. If you keep listening to all that negativity, it's going to slap you down. Or you can choose the higher vibration, the higher frequency, and not even give yourself time to think negatively. Not even give yourself the time of day to doubt yourself. So we got 2 programs. Both of them give you no excuses. You got no excuses. You want, hey, I'm gonna stick my baby toe in and try, cool. You got I get on this airplane with you or get in the pool with you. Don't let me drown. We got both programs. Baby toe, stick my baby toe in the pool. I try it for 90 days. And you probably gonna get lucky too if you give yourself a chance. Or let me get this bigger program, because you said 2 people done got $20,000 deals. Yep. How ironic with Trevor deal a student be 20 grand on the first deal? How ironic with the other students deal 20 grand on their first deal? Is it a coincidence? Nothing is coincidence. I think they were both on the same frequency of vibration. There's other people that got deals 20 grand. Our first deal was 20 grand. How can all 3 of our deals be 20 grand on the first deal? Our first 2 good deals were 20 grand. How? How's that possible? First, let's just think on how 20 grand, 15 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand could help you. just by helping somebody else? Come on, man. Get out of here. Get the F out of here. LOL. Laughing my ass off. How could it be possible? And yours is out there too. But if you don't quit and don't give up and keep going, just keep trying. Like our son was saying, don't give up. Keep trying. Keep going. You can do it. Just have fun. Keep going. You can do it. Just get up again. Try again. Try again. Try again. Gotta let that little kid in yourself come out again. Go ahead, Karen. Because I could go all night on you can get a 5, 10, 15, 20K deposit. It's the same YouTube video you done a year or two ago. How I made 4 figures on a phone call. Shit, Trevor and Brittany made 5. You gonna have to do another video. How I made 5 figures on a phone call. I don't know if you did that when you did one for 4, but you didn't do one for 5.
I haven't actually technically closed a 5-figure deal.
You have 20. If you $20,000,
Yeah,
baby, it's
yeah,
5
yeah.
figures.
Okay, yeah, I have, yeah.
See, Karen is even delusional. The numbers start adding up. She's like, I don't even know if I done that before. Even she delusional.
I have, yeah, I have.
You have. So you get delusional. Once you get a couple of them, you start forgetting what the tens and the thousands and the 10,000s. You start forgetting where the place value chart. I'm gonna have to teach my son. Going to have to teach Karen the place value chart again. It was our first deal. First deal were run 5 figures. First 2 deals were run 5 figures. First deal with Brittany 5 figures. First deal with Trevor 5 figures. I'm looking at these lead lists, $100,000 surpluses, $200,000 surpluses. From Oregon to New Mexico to Wisconsin to Arkansas to Tennessee to Ohio to California to Alabama. And everywhere else you can think. But will you give yourself a chance to even try? And our new program, it's about the S sheet and the county or the state about to get it all. Will you do your effort to try to find these people and help them get paid through all your personal stuff? Because you know they family going through personal stuff because they lost their property. And 50% to 60% of these in these situations are loved ones that passed away. That was our first deal. You remember that first deal, the Brackens family? The husband and wife passed away, no kids. So we signing up uncles and aunties and cousins.
Yeah.
20 grand. Our cut.
So we have someone in the chat that asks, what are the programs you're offering? Can you answer that for them?
Well, of course, we got the funds about the S sheet course. And that's a more extensive training course where we're looking for these old leads. We're going down a road less traveled. Everybody's trying to find the new leads, and that's great. But what about the ones they don't talk about online? What happens after this money sits here for these states a year or 2 or 3 or whatever? It's gone. So Brittany was the first one in that course. $5,000 that we're going to offer it. What possibility can I get on getting that $5,000 in return? She got a deal about a month and a half later, maybe a month. She's about to make 20 grand. She found the two, and I found the $200,000 surplus. Said, hey, Brittany, let's do this. This is what I would do here. This is how I would look for this. I'm gonna look for friends and family members. Can't find a number online. Let's see if we can find her online. Found her on TikTok, Instagram, daughter. This is what I would say to the daughter. You say it to the daughter. I had to relay it through Brittany because she's the student. My frequency probably wouldn't have worked. But I can tell you what to say to allow your frequency and your vibration to work to that person. You know how the teacher tells you how to do the homework? They can't do it for you in school, but they can show you how to do it. This your life. This your story. Her next deal was another deal. She made about to make 5 grand on. Here's the information. Here's the lead. Here's the couple. Look like they may be married, maybe divorced, could still be together. Had a property here. Let's see if we can find them. Tell her what to say, tell her what to do. Boom. She had them signed up and had an ID in 5 minutes. But that's a different type of training, a more personal training. Do it all for me training. Can you help me do this training? Can you do that too? Can you do it all for me training? That's that training. We still got this 90-day program, the 60-day challenge. We got the 90-day challenge. We're going to do the 90-day challenge at 300, the 60-day challenge at 200. So it's not something that you say, I can't afford to do this. I can't afford the $5,000 training. You're going to probably get a chance to make me double my 5,000 or 15 or 20,000. I can't do that now. I'm not sure if I have it. Okay. Let's go into the lower echelon, the $200, the $300 training. You cut out the weekend money, usually about 4 weeks in a month, sometimes 5 weeks. Cut out that $50 or $75 or $100 that you're spending every week going out and hanging out. Let's just dive in together every day, 7 days a week. You have me and Karen's personal information, personal email. You can email back and forth. We're going to do everything together, work it out together, call each other together, text each other together, get on each other's nerves together. I got somebody that I can do this with. I got somebody I can call. Got somebody I can text. That's what you're not getting online in these other courses. You don't have nobody to talk to. You have nobody to work with. Got a lot of gurus. I don't think none of these gurus you can call right now.
Mm. Can I stop you right there? Because I see Tony online, and he had put in the chat, honor God and be of service. And that is exactly the angle that Jason and I have come into this business. Because
What's up, Tony? What's up, Tony? God be the glory. Hey, Miss Brenda Graham.
It's not about the money. It's about helping these people. That's first, second, and third, what Jason said. First, second, third is about helping people. When you help people and you come into this with the right intentions, the money will come, the money will flow. So don't come in focusing on the money. So that's why we built these programs. And I know a lot of you that are listening now, or maybe on YouTube listening, we are live on YouTube, and those that are going to come back and circle back around to this recording. Why so cheap? Why are y'all the only ones in the game that's offering $200-$300 when everyone else is charging $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 to get into the surplus business? Because I'm not speaking bad or degrading them and what they got going on, but right now our focus is completely different. Our frequency is completely different. It's about serving others, and not just only just serving our claimants, but serving those that really want to get into this business, that really are trying to find something different other than a 9-to-5, or you're still holding on to your 9-to-5 and you're trying to find that niche to kind of transition into. We're here because we understand. We've been there, done that, and we're here today. So we want to teach this to as many people that are willing and able and motivated and really want to dive into this business. So this is our season of serving. So that's why we can come around and say $200, $300, because your money is really, it's not, it doesn't play a big factor in this at all. It's your determination. How determined are you to invest in yourself to actually make more money for your family, for whatever it is you got going on in life? How determined are you? And that $200, $300 or that $5,000 is going to show how determined you are. So you're either going to go with the 60-day challenge, the 90-day challenge, or you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to go full throttle. I'm going to invest the $5,000 so I can at least see a turnaround of $20,000 or plus. So,
or at least have something. Yeah. All the deals that we've done have been 4 figures. It's no deals that we've done and it's been $100, $200. No deal has been $100 something dollars. Anytime we got a deposit, it's been thousands of dollars. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our highest, which is this which was Trevor's deal, was $183,000. And now the highest was Brittany's deal in the Do It All For Me program. Can you help me program? I need to be with you for life program. Can you just help me and do it all for me? Help me. I need to call you every day and text you every day too. and
Yeah.
email you. Can you help me find the leads too? The mortgage leads and the text leads too? Can you find the
Yeah.
people name too and the address? Can you help me as much as possible? And then once I get them on the line and they ready to say, okay, can you send the paperwork too? Can you find the attorney too? Can you do that too, program? And you a payment too, program? Can I trust you too?
Wow.
I want to call you too tomorrow. I want to make sure you answer the phone. And Brenda, like you said, I don't have 5K. Just send us, I'm going to have Karen leave our link in the room, our email, and you can contact us and we can talk about that personally because we got a no excuses program too. You may have $4,000, you may have $3,000, you may have $2,000, you may have $1,000. We got a no excuses program too. We got a I ain't got it program too. I ain't got that right now program too. Because we all got something. We got a voice. We got fingers. God be the glory. We can wiggle our fingers and our toes and we can talk and we can use our brain. We can try to help some people. So we got a no excuse program too. Like we not having no excuses. Because it's not the money. Some people got it, some people got a debit card, some people got a credit card, some people may not. We let people in our program in all aspects in life. But we just need you to stay true to the situation and true to the game and true to yourself about
And not
helping
give
people
up.
and not give up and not quit on yourself. So 5,000, okay, cool. I know I can find 300. I know I can find 200. I know I can do that. If I got to make payments once a week, I can get $100 and pay you the other 100 next week. So we got a no excuse program. And then I want you to go online and find all the courses online. And I want you to tell me and come back and let us know, send something in the chat or through my email. So I looked online. I don't see no courses I can get for $200 or $300. I don't see no lifetime programs I can get for that amount. I already know the answer, but I want you to look, go through the internet high and low, through all the gurus, and look for the course. Click on all of them and see if it's $100, $200, $300. Let me know. If you find one, we can get it together. But I think you'll be back here because it's not about your money. It's about helping these people that need our help all over the world. People getting foreclosed on 5 days a week. They only take a break on Saturday and Sunday. Those are the only days they don't foreclose on people for taxes and mortgages on Saturday and Sunday. Monday, they right on your ass. Holidays too. They don't stop on Christmas and Christmas Eve. They take a break on holidays. But after holiday, they right back selling your shit and putting you out on the front porch. So I do this to help people like Miss Norma out in Tennessee. She was scared about getting evicted in front of everybody. Can this money be to me within the next month or so? And I tell y'all about Tennessee. Can I have this money by the next month or so I won't get evicted in front of my friends and family in the neighborhood? And I can try to find me a trailer around here somewhere because there's not a lot of apartment complexes I can go to. I think that deal was about 20 something grand,
Yeah.
$27,000 surplus.
Yeah.
Karen gonna have to make a video. How do I make 5 figures on the phone call? She only done the video for four figures. So she lying to y'all and bull crapping and slacking. She ain't lying to you. She ain't done it. She never done the video after all these years on how to make 5 figures. And her first deal was 5 figures. Her first deal, she got 20 grand. So we got all the programs you can need. We got the high, we got the low, we got the I got a bunch of excuses program. We got all of them. But we don't have a I can't and I won't and I'm finna quit and I'm finna give up and with personal issues program. We ain't got that one. Because we already got that program. We trying to get away from that. I quit, I give up, I don't want to do it, I don't have time, excuses and personal problems and issues and all that. We already done that. So we gotta try to find to do something different, get on another frequency or vibration. We've already mastered that, some of us. There's too many people to go help all over the world. We got too many leads. I'm looking at this lead sheet and I'm like, oh my gosh. We need more help. These people need y'all. You have to give yourself a chance to be great. The good
'Cause we
book
all have
says,
it in us.
yeah, the good book says it. Brenda, these people waiting on you. Tony, these people waiting on you. I know you at work, maybe at work. I get it. What about afterward? What about before work? What about on Thursdays, Monday nights, Tuesday nights until 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights, evening shift till 9 o'clock, Thursday nights, Friday nights? What about all day Saturday and Sunday? This is what a lot of these people are off to just try. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead, Karen.
Brenda said, I can, I will. And I like
I
that you
must.
said that because it is I can, I will, I must.
Must.
And I don't know if a lot of you listen to Eric. Oh Lord, I'm about to forget Eric Thomas. Okay, I almost forgot his last name. Eric Thomas, which is a motivational
Motivational speaker.
Look him up on YouTube.
Got a
Great
chance to meet
motivation.
him.
And we actually met him, and it was so funny because I spoke him into existence. To be honest, we knew he was in town because Jason was going to a Men's Day event, but we didn't know that he was going to be at this restaurant that we chose to go to one night, one of our favorite restaurants. And we're literally sitting there, and I look up and I said, babe, I think that's Eric Thomas over there. And he was like, girl, you delusional. That's his favorite word. You delusional. No,
You should see if you can find that picture. You should see if you can
I
find that
will.
picture and try to put it up.
I will. And I said, that's Eric Thomas. And so he was like, I'm going to get up and go see. So he left the table and Jason was gone for like a good almost 10 minutes. And I said, that had to have been him because he would have came back if that wasn't him. And so he came back and I said, was that him? And he's just smiling and he shows me the selfie of them. And I said, I told you that was him. So you know me, I had to jump up and go talk to him because the simple fact is I'm trying to get into, I'm not going to say try because we need to stop saying try. I am getting into motivational speaking. And I actually just spoke to a school maybe months before that. And I actually said what Miss Brenda said, I can, I will, I must. And that's what I planted into the children's mind. I say, you can, you will, and you must. You have to do it for your family, but not just for your family, you have to do it for you. And so it was just amazing how just that frequency that we were on that week, I just spoke him into existence, and just to run into him and be able to talk to him and to be able to show him, hey, I just mentioned you. And, I just did a speaking engagement. I just mentioned you. So that was wonderful. So y'all have to, understand your frequency. And while I'm talking right now, I see that we have Trevor on the line, and I'm so happy to see you. I know that you're busy. I know that you're doing your thing, but we've been trying to get Trevor on one of these calls for almost 4, 5, 6 months now, and there he is showing face. So I want Jason and Trevor to take over this call really quick because we have been trying to get a testimony from Trevor forever, and I understand you've been so busy, and we respect that. But we just want to take this moment to give you your flowers and to give you a cheers, because you did a remarkable job with closing that deal. So I'm going to let Jason take over and let y'all talk about that deal out in Las Vegas.
Hey, well, I don't have a lot to say, Trevor. Just jump in, man, because I know you're probably driving, and I know you only maybe have a few minutes. So just jump in and just give it to them because we've been looking for you, and they've been looking for you since you ran off with that 20 grand. So just go ahead. And your wife, tell me how fast your wife was ready to spend it. Just kind of go through all of that. She couldn't believe it. She was asking you, like, man, is all this 20 grand mine? Daddy, Big Papa Trevor, all this mine. How much do we have to give away of this 20 grand? Do I got to give some to Jason then? So just kind of go through how you met us, where you come from, how it happened, and how we need you to get back in it. Because we all go through these personal issues. That's the name of this call we got going on right here.
Oh yeah. Okay. First of all, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, bro.
Okay. Okay. Well, hello everybody. I'm been kind of like the couple said, like Michelle and Jay.
Just
Real
talk,
busy
Trevor.
man.
Keep your eyes on the road, Trevor. Don't look at the college. Look at the road.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. But yeah, I've been involved in the surplus industry probably maybe a little bit over a year, but right at 2 years. And I'm just like a normal person. I get up every morning and I put my pants on one leg at a time. And I'm just a regular, ordinary person. And I just like to do extraordinary things. So I stumbled up on the surplus business some time ago with by viewing and looking at the attorney name. I can't think of his name. You guys might can remember.
Will Whitman,
Diamond?
maybe? Bob Diamond.
Uh,
Okay.
Bob Diamond. Yeah, Bob Diamond.
Mhm.
I like this approach, but I really couldn't afford his program because he was asking a little bit too much. So I kept up with him, and then I ended up stumbling with the across the gentleman with in Utah. I can't think of his name.
Nick Fullman.
Uh,
My
Nick
boy Nick.
Fullman. Yeah, Nick Fullman. Nick. Yeah, yeah. I like Nick. Nick was very transparent. He made it seem like any ordinary person can do this because Nick wasn't a flashy type guy. He was just a homegrown country guy and from somewhere back up in the Utah area.
Real cool
And I
dude,
thought,
man. Real cool
yeah, and
dude.
I never got a chance to meet him, but I kind of got attached to how he came across with the program. He just kind of came across so simple and he was just so plain Jane. And I said, man, if he can do it, I know I can do this thing. So anyway, I looked at his program and then I was going to work a deal and get into his program, but at the last minute I ran across Chris, what's his name, the little young guy. I think his name is Chris, little light skinned guy, kind of like Steph Curry. Um, but anyway, I ended up buying his program and I studied it and I said, hey, I can do
Ma-
this.
Maybe Spencer
So
Van, maybe.
no, this guy was
Eric Richardson.
he's a brother,
Oh, Eric
Eric
Richardson,
Richardson.
maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Eric Richardson, Eric Richardson. So when I looked at it,
Eric, a
I
cool
saw,
dude
okay,
too, man.
yeah, I know. Yeah, he's
Great
definitely
coach,
a
great
good
mentor.
guy. Right, right. So what made me get into this and I really put my pants, put my sleeves up and start doing this business, I saw that it was just a little I had a hindrance with my time. And of course, you see I'm behind the wheel right now. I pulled over, so I'm safe. Michelle and Jay, I'm all right now. I'm just taking time to participate on the call now. But yeah, I drive a lot, and so I had needed some help doing this business. I think the cold calling aspect was going to be a challenge for me. So what I ended up doing is thinking about, okay, well maybe if while I drive and work through during the day, I want to take and burn this candle on both ends. On one end, I hired some VAs to do the calling for me. And it was a practical approach. You know, it wasn't that expensive, just maybe $10, $7 to $10 an hour. I had some VAs from over here in the Philippines to give me some help.
We're
And
going to have to
when
get
I
back to that.
say they really, yes, when I tell you they kicked some, you know what? They were on the calls and they pretty much did what I was needed to do. At the end of the day, they had how many calls they made? I mean, I think they made about 300 to 500 calls a day, and they spoke to about 20 to 25 people a day, and they had about maybe 2 to 3 people that was ready to move on to the next step, and that's when I came in. Well, I call those 2 to 3, and maybe up to 5 people per day. And of course, sometimes they didn't answer. But I kept calling, and the ones I did got a hold of, um, I ended up just telling them, hey, I closed them, but then I moved them to my partners, which was Jay and Michelle, to go ahead and take them out to the next level. Believe it or not, I had no experience. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, all I know is at the training, I just did a crash course and I just went at it. I didn't know 100% of the business. Heck, I think when I got done, I think I maybe knew 60% of the business. But all I did was just had enough passion and enough know-how just to get on that phone and close these individuals out to help them get their funding because they needed it and they deserved it. But for the most part, all the calls I made with the people that didn't that was interested didn't know that they had funding owed back to them. So anyway, back to the VAs, they will give me 2 to 3, maybe 5 people a day. I'll call them all. And my very first deal came from a gentleman from Las Vegas. He was a tow driver, And when I tell you guys, when I called him, he thought it was a scam. And he said, hey, uh, he said, if you can give me back the kind of money you telling me I'm owed back, because I just got kicked out of my house, and the uh, the new people that bought his house, the new I think the mortgage company that took over the bank was trying to get him to get out within 5 to 7 days. And he even told me to give them a call to give him some extra time to get ready, which I did, but they weren't trying to hear it. They told me to tell him, they said, since you the middleman, you want to help out, give him this message: get out or be locked out by Friday. I think that was like 5 days. So when I called Mr. Garcia, I told him, I said, hey, they kind of being hard nosed, man. You got to go, but at the same token, if you can go somewhere, you give us 3 to 6 months, we will have your mortgage surplus, your surplus money for you.
And it was way
And
before 3
so,
months.
yeah, it was way before that. I think it was about maybe 2 months or a month and a half or so. That man, I think his surplus was somewhere around
183K. I never forget it.
183K. And by the time we charged whatever our fees was, he still
30,
walked away with
35% of that we got.
yes, yes, yes. And that was a handsome payday. I think my part of the share was like 20,000 and some change. And I didn't spend no more than probably about, for Chris Richardson's training, $300, and for the VA uh fees and everything, I think I might have was maybe right at $800-900, and just, getting in with the help. Now, had I had the time every day to make these calls, I probably spend less than that. So I think for less than $1,000, and I got paid 20 times more, I think it was well worth it. And I saw a turnaround time within the next, what, it was 45 days or so. So guys, if you guys looking at this for the first time and you're hesitant, you just got to look at somebody like me. I came from a background where I didn't, I went to school. I was a fireman. I retired to start driving, and I'm just a regular person. I'm not nobody educated. I'm not a professor. I don't use big long words that nobody don't understand. I mean, I just call people that just need our service. I mean, I'm not calling them to solicit about something that they don't need or they can't afford. I was just giving them a call because they were due back some funds, and they just didn't know. It's like we are the Robin Hood uh, of this industry, just allowing people to get back what's deserving of them, because the government is not going to tell them nothing. They're going to just let those funds sit up and do what we call an achievement process. Which the government will take that money if they don't claim it within two years. And I tell you, I mean, the county is just, they do a horrible job alerting these individuals about what's owed to them. They wait until
They,
they move out of their house, y'all, and then
they ain't
give
looking
them
for
a
them.
notice. Yeah,
They
then
ain't
they give
looking
them a
for them.
notice.
They ain't calling you.
Yes,
They ain't looking for you. They ain't calling the
yeah.
loved ones. They ain't calling the kids. They ain't calling the
No,
husband,
they
the
not.
wife.
They not.
They ain't
They
looking
they
for you. You're gonna get a
they
letter in the
want
mail
them.
after the house,
Yes,
so you probably ain't there no
yes,
more. And they
yes.
got a time clock on you, and they hoping that you don't hear the whistle.
That's correct. That is correct. And I think that's so wrong. If I was to lose my house and I'm due back some funds, I don't want no trickery or no kind of games being played on me. If I'm owed that, let me have that. I mean, I rightfully deserved and paid for my house whenever. And somehow or another, if I ran through some kind of trials and tribulations, then yes, what I pay back, I need to, we need to, we truthfully deserve to get that back. So, but anyway, that was my first deal, and we worked out maybe another deal afterwards, and it was well worth it as well. But it wasn't as much, but it was well worth it. And
It
this
was
and that
was it
that call only took about,
was it at least 4 figures?
oh yes, yes, it was. And it only took a few minutes of a phone call. So I
Out in
tell you guys,
Oklahoma.
yes, I
Scott
know.
out in Oklahoma. Scott and Jennifer out in Oklahoma.
Right, right, exactly, exactly. So I tell you guys, just keep pushing.
And we closed
I'm
it for you, Trevor. You sent it to us and said, hey, they looking for it. That we just need to get in
Yes,
contact with her old man. I got in
right.
contact with her maybe a month or so later after going back and forth, closed out, sent the notary out there, got him signed up. Boom, couple of months. Trevor has done both YouTube. Now, Karen still has to do this YouTube video, how to make 5 figures off a phone call. Trevor completed that one. And his
Yeah,
second
yeah,
video was how to make 4 figures off a phone call. He
right.
completed that one. Tell me, let's go back to the amazing part of these deals. Trevor, let's go back to the first deal and the $20,000 hits the account. Go through Mrs. Trevor Mott's
Oh yeah.
situation, or how she felt about the wife. Tell me about that.
Right. Well, let me tell you, let me bag up because I had to bag up and tell my wife how I met Karen and Jay. She was like, okay. I told her, I said, look, babe, I've been working with a Dallas couple. They are tremendous, and they are the real deal. And she said, okay, well, how'd you meet these individuals? I said, well, I was looking for somebody to help me close these deals, babe. And I kind of was searching, and I had somebody in mind to help me out, but they didn't answer the phone. So I think the second phone call was I ended up calling Michelle, and then Michelle was like, "Okay, why don't you just go ahead and call my husband and y'all lock in, and then we'll just take it from there and let me know." But when I called Jay, Jay was on it. I ain't gonna never forget. I was on my way home from work. I stopped at the grocery store, came out and sat in my car. I was like, I gotta call Jay and meet this guy and see if he's willing to help. I don't know. When I called Jay, he jumped right on it. He said, "Hey man, I'm here to help. What you want me to do? JV?" I said, "JV? What JV mean?" He said, "Joint venture. That mean partnership. You bring the deals in. If you're not familiar on what to say, just pass the torch, brother. I got you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So when I ran across the first deal with the guy from out of Las Vegas, I turned it on to Jay. Jay went through the process. Him and Karen did an excellent job closing them out and taking care of the paperwork. And then when a check came, Jay automatically did a wire into my account. And when I told my wife that 20,000 and I think 500 hit, she said, "Well, how much we got to pay them?" And I said, "Nothing." I said, "That's our cut." And she said, "No, that can't be right." She said, "Babe, you only did a few minutes of phone call. You mean to tell me out that 20,000, y'all got to split that 3 ways? Y'all got to between you, Jay, and his wife, y'all. I mean, I can't see you making that kind of money. No way." I said, "No." And then she said, "No, I don't know about that one." She said, I think that's y'all done something illegal or something. Y'all must have robbed something." You say, "Boy, you going to jail." I was like, "All right." I said, "Look," I
I'm
said, "We got
laughing, y'all,
attorneys on board."
because 20,000 hit and the wife can't believe it.
She can't believe it. She can't believe it. She was like, no, I get up and work every day and I don't make that kind of money in within a month, 2 month time." She said, "No." She said, "That's more money than what you and me will make combined in 1 month working every day." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But we got to make time. It's okay to have a job, but you got to we have to maintain a schedule, a balanced schedule, and work the schedule and work this business sometime during the day, and it's a must to work it after you get off work." I mean, we give YouTube, we give Netflix our time, we give
How much is
what other
Netflix
network,
paying us?
Tubi.
How much is
Netflix ain't
Tubi
paying us
paying us?
nothing. Tubi ain't paying
How
us a
much is
dime.
TikTok paying? How much is Facebook
TikTok,
scrolling paying us?
yeah, they scrolling your thumb away. They ain't giving you nothing. So if you got time to scroll, you got time to call. And like Eric Thomas said, I heard y'all say that when I first got on the call. He said you need to spend time with doing something that's going to maximize your efforts, maximize your time. If you're going to be on the phone talking to somebody, is that person going to? I mean, first of all, y'all talking about millionaires basketball. I'm talking to my buddies about the trade with Anthony Thomas to the Dallas Mavericks and how
And
Luka
Luka
Doncic went to the
Doncic.
Lakers. Yeah, we talking hours on the phone about that. When I hang up the phone, I'm like, man, do you think just think of how many phone calls I could have called and made. I could have called at least 40 people within 2 hours and maybe got maybe one or two interested, and I could have had a possible deal like that. So I had to start realizing, what am I doing with my time? And I just had to reevaluate my schedule and say, hey, I gotta somehow make adjustments. So but yeah, my to back on my wife, when that money came in at the right time and it helped us out, and we was able to do some things, and I of course reinvested back into the business, and that's how I was able to get the other deal that we had on the table, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of slacked off. I was like, you know what, I need to really get back on a good foot. I'm just like anybody else, you know. But hey, that's my story. Pretty much. If I forgot everything, Karen and Jay, just let me know, man. But that was pretty much my line, guys. And just keep pushing, and just you owe it to yourself. If you love yourself, you owe it to yourself. Thank you.
Well, I don't know how you can beat that, Tony. And Tony, can you jump in? You got something? Brenda, feel free to jump in. The water at this pool is fine. The water is warm and cool. Anybody want to jump in and say anything about anything? Because there it is that, like in Texas, we say down south, I want to get it from the horse's mouth. And I think I had another chick that was with us for a little bit named Sean. She said, I just need to see somebody in here to like a testimonial. Man, people put their shoes on and socks on and go to work. People ain't got all day to get on here and talk. But I give glory to God that we're able to get with Trevor, because we've been trying to get with Trevor since, I don't know, it's been like 5, 6,
Just
7 months, but he
I didn't
work all
realize
day,
that.
work all night, got family, got a wife, got kids, probably got grandkids, family going on, tornadoes coming through Texas, thunderstorms coming through Texas, everything going on in life. Like I said, the name of this call is called personal issues, and we all got them. But can we push through it and still go help somebody? See, you got personal issues, but we
Mhm.
dealing with people that may have personal issues that may be a little bit on an emergency situation than yours. They about to get kicked out or just got kicked out. Now, are you gonna help, and are you gonna help fast?
Correct.
I don't care how much your cut is. Can you help me get the cut that I'm supposed to have and help me get it because I'm homeless? Can you hurry up and get that cut that you talking about that you gonna give it to me because I need to hurry up and move and give me a trailer? I couldn't sell my house for $1,000, $2,000. These people trying to sell my house before it got foreclosed on. I ain't enough money to pack up and leave. Now you telling me I got 70 grand after your cut? Where do I sign, please? What time is the notary coming? They here all day long, because you're stopping your personal issues, and you're deciding to jump in and put your superwoman cape on or your superman cape on and go help they personal issues. Leave your stuff at the door. Okay, cool. Your personal issues, write it all down. My boy Con Tazadak said another one out in Mentors. Write all your personal stuff down, all your issues, all your regrets and everything. Write it all down on a piece of paper and burn it. When you finish crying and whining and all that other
Hmm.
stuff that you ain't giving God the glory for, burn it when you finish. And then let's do something different. Because it's not going to change. I can cry all day long back here. But when I get through crying, I don't think anything changed. I can complain all day. I can all day and night. I can watch TV all day and night. Karen almost got fired this week. I think they got some stuff online called F Around and Find Out.
Oh yeah.
TV. Netflix ain't paid nothing.
Mm-mm.
It's a good movie. I got a good movie back here in the back on this damn computer. $100,000 surplus sitting here. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, all the way to the hundreds of thousands. I got $1 million surplus we looking for.
Hmm.
It's out here. Go help somebody. I don't see nothing on TV paying me. And don't nobody watch it more than me, because I'm an
Hmm.
avid sports bettor. I used to. Then I almost got fired for gambling too much money away. And losing is good when you win. What about when you lose? I almost got fired. So me and
Hmm.
Karen both back here about to get fired from doing stuff that ain't paying you. Going too
Hmm.
much into your personal bull stuff and bull crap. Go back to what got you some money so you could go on vacation, or you could go to the nice restaurant, or you did have a little time to hang out, or you did have time to leave your 9 to 5. Go back to where you started and don't forget where you come from. We both done almost got fired. We both about to F around and find out. But I'm so glad
Hmm.
Trevor jumped on the call to
Oh,
give
my
his
pleasure.
truth, because we all got this truth and stuff that we're going through. We all got it. And I'm so glad, because I think I've been looking for Brittany, but she been going through personal issues. I'm looking through Cedra. I text her today. She been going through personal issues. We've had other students that got one deal and quit. Personal issues. Or they thought they were supposed to get 100% of the deal. Or the deal paid out, I need it all. Or I need more. Or give me some more. Whatever personal issues that they want to have.
It ain't coming fast enough.
It ain't coming fast enough. I quit. I'm mad. Personal. I ain't got no money. Well, we all started right there. I'd rather have everybody that's done gave up and quit got a 4-figure deposit that came in. So we may not be able to get everybody on a personal call because the name of this call is personal issues. They coming or going or they already there. I think a lot of people that say you're going through a storm or you just got out of a storm or a storm coming. We have plenty of calls and plenty of testimonies, but people let personal issues get in the way. That's why I'm glad Trevor came in. And so it was perfect timing. We done a lot of calls. Trevor ain't been able to jump on, been working. Today, perfect timing. When you call these
Yes,
people,
sir.
somebody's waiting for you because it's perfect timing. It's here for all of us on whatever vibration and frequency that you get on when you decide to contact these people. Everybody is going to have a perfect timing with somebody. Trevor decided to jump in, perfect timing when he called. He said, "Here you go, Jay. Let me get Carlos on the phone closing." He just told
Yes,
me
sir.
about Jennifer and Scott. He said, "Hey, Jay, I'm talking to him. You've been able to get him, Trevor." Now, I eventually got him. A month later, a month and a half later, 2 months later, he like, "Hey, Jay, she's at home. He works all the time. See if you can catch him." I called him a month and a half later, so you don't even have to close the deal. Me and Karen will close it for you. We'll hunt him down and track him down and keep calling and texting him for you while you at work. Somebody say they doing it for me while I'm at work. Yeah, doing it for me program. Can I just try and give a little bit of effort and you do the rest for me? Yes. Like my son say, yes, 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 yes. So watch your mouth, Jay. Say yes, mommy, yes, daddy. Yes, 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 yes. So that's the type of program we're doing it for you. The yes, 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 yes program. We'll do all that for you if you just have time to try. And I'm so much trying to get Trevor this other $20,000 because I know him and his wife ran through that $20,000. I wish I would have told him play like it's not there. Because if they would have both played like it wasn't there, and me and Karen the same way, if we play like the money that we just got wasn't there, it would still be there now. Because we could only pay the certain type of bills that we have on a monthly basis with what we have. Now, what if me and Karen got these $20,000 deals that we got with Trevor and we play like it wasn't there? Man, we'll still have half of that money still sitting there. But it's life. We get excited. We do stuff. We do things, help out ourselves, help out friends and family, pay bills, pay debt off. But y'all, I'm just trying to tell y'all, at least give yourself some time to help these people. Get off of Facebook, get off of Instagram, get off of TikTok. Stop over abusing your thumb and your fingers on sliding and scrolling. Cut the TV off. Because somebody gonna have to write y'all ass up. They do it at your job if they catch you sliding on the internet and doing something that's not job activity. I'm gonna write me and Karen gonna write y'all up over here. If you got time to do all that, and if your phone told you how much you scrolled and how much you looked, you would be appalled. You would be upset at yourself when your phone told you you've been on the phone scrolling and looking online on the internet 3-4 hours today, and you do that on a daily basis. If your TV told you how much you looked at me, it'll tell you watched me today 3 hours and 27 minutes. You would be ashamed of yourself. Karen talked to one of her homegirls. She said, "I'm watching the game." Now, ain't nobody got more sports than me. I had to cut it off. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, everybody in the NBA already paid. The O'Bannon brothers got it where these college kids getting paid. They don't even know why they're getting these NIL deals, this college money now. And these high schoolers getting paid, getting ready to go to college. Just somebody called the O'Bannon brothers. They had a lawsuit about the name, image, and likeness. And now they named it the NIL. That's why it's called the NIL. Y'all need to thank the O'Bannon twins or the O'Bannon brothers. They had to sue the colleges because they making billions off your name. Everybody getting paid now, y'all. Ain't it time for us to get paid too? These kids coming out of high school getting paid more than we gonna get in our whole lifetime, making millions of dollars. College making millions of dollars now, and they definitely deserve it because these high school programs, they're getting paid every week. Put you out there on their football field, basketball field, golf field, volleyball field, whatever field it may be playing this sport. Ain't it time for you to go out here and play and help somebody? And help them get paid and help you get paid at the same time? Anybody else want to jump in? Because I could do this all day. Because they've been waiting for Trevor, and I'm so glad he got a chance to get on today. They've been waiting on it. Somebody out here been waiting for a testimony call.
Wow.
Here you go. Here y'all go.
Wow.
A five-figure deal is what he got. Was his first one. He didn't make $2,000 or $3,000 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19 grand. His first deal was 20. It's called hitting the jackpot. Our first 2 deals were 20. Brittany first deal 20. Cedric's first deal about to be $1,000 or $2,000, but it's gonna be something. This Viola deal was 2, 3 grand. It's gonna be something. Mr. Bigum's deal, 3, 4 grand. Something. The 4-figure deal on a phone call, it works. Just give yourself time. I don't see no easier job out here than passing out money. If you pass out enough of it, somebody will eventually say, okay, it's just the law of the land. Gets a bunch of money sitting here with your name on it. Can I help get it for you? What I have to do? Nothing. Just send over an ID. Have to make sure I'm actually speaking to the right party or the heirs or the husband and wife or whomever it may be, to make sure we're sending out and protecting them and making sure we're signing up and paying the right person, and sign this DocuSign. You let my legal department give you a call, let my back office team give you a call. They'd be delighted to kind of help you out and dot all the I's and the T's. You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to negotiate. Some people don't even care about the negotiation. They like for you to hurry up and get them paid before they get evicted. They'd like that. 40%, 35, 30%, 25%, it doesn't matter to them. Can you help me get paid before I get evicted? Can you do that? Like Miss Norma said, like Mr. Carlos, I think he said what he said, Trevor, he was sleeping at his job or sleeping at
Yeah, he was sleeping in his car, and then he was about to get evicted, and then when that final day came, he was able to get a trailer and sleep inside the truck over at his cousin's mechanic shop parking lot. And he stayed there. Yeah, and he remained there until he got his funds, and then he was able to get another house.
My God.
That was a story with him.
Karen, you got anything? You still with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm doing my motherly duties and listening at the same time. I didn't know that part about Mr. Carlos at all. I did not know that.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that with us. And I know we take so much pride in our claimants. We love them just like family. We try to remember, as you can tell, Jason can remember almost every claimant that we've ever had, even the ones that our students bring. And the funny thing is, and I share this story with a lot of people, we, during the time of, just working this business and, trying to get ourselves situated financially, we bought 2 cars. Well, the first car we bought was with one of the claims that we closed out in Tennessee. And we named that car after that claimant. And when we got the second car, they're both identical cars, just different colors. We named that one after Carlos. So we call them Norma and Carlos. So, it just keeps their name alive and just keeps it keeps the memory of helping them claim their funds. So yeah, definitely. I didn't know, I'm glad you shared that part about Mr. Carlos. I didn't know he was living in a trailer and whatnot. I don't know to what extent that Jason shared with Miss Norma, but in the part of Tennessee that she was in, it was going to be really tough for her to find an apartment. And
there were no apartments over there.
There wasn't any apartments. Yeah. she was going to have to find a trailer. And so that surplus allowed her to purchase her a trailer. So definitely. So that was, I mean, that's all I have. I'm here just listening. If anyone has any questions, it's been a long time since we've spoken with Tony in regards to your journey. I see Brenda already reached out to us. And if there's anyone that's listening on YouTube that or will run across this video at a later time, I will also drop our email below the video, but it is LRR because a lot of people ask, is it a 1 or is it an L? So it's L as in loyalty, rr.assetrecovery@gmail.com. If you're interested in any of the programs that Jason has gone over to get you going and get you started. But that's all I have, Jason. If you want to go ahead and wrap it up with everyone, or if anyone has any questions or whatnot, I digress.
Oh, Karen, can you Trevor was able to give his wife's kind of her story and her play out on how she got it and how she received and her reaction. Can you just give them, I don't know, if you gave it to them and people know, can you give them your
Sure.
kind of how you started in the surplus business and the ups, the downs, and all the way until you eventually, we found our mentor run, we closed the deal and you actually got paid. So can you give us your testimony?
Sure.
For people that may not know.
Sure. I want to disclaim, we listen and we do not judge, okay? So going into this, of course, you know, Jason discovers that they were talking about surplus funds on YouTube University. And so he started diving into a lot of the information with people that had already, you know, been in the game for a while. And so, you know, he was really interested and wanted to get into this business. And then at one point, I felt like he was kind of dragging me into it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't, you know, this is something you want to do. I will support you 100%, but this is your dream. This is not my dream, but I'll help you. So I would stay up late at night listening to the information, writing notes, and, you know, having dialogue with him about the business.
So time out. So hold your thought. So for the people that have loved ones that do this, Trevor, you can do this too when you get home. Tell the wife,
Correct.
we don't need to give a damn about each other's dreams. We gonna support each other.
Mhm.
You don't give a damn about what you got to say. We gonna help each other. See, that's a good point. Now keep going, Karen. This ain't your dream. I didn't wake up and ask you, did you have the same dream? You finna help because you're gonna help spend this $20,000. Go ahead, Karen.
So pretty much, you know, it was a consistency of just, you know, listening to videos, writing notes, and kind of doing our own research and whatnot. And of course, I would try to tippy toe away from the business a little bit and do my own thing. But Jason had to help me understand that these other businesses that I was, you know, venturing out and doing were not bringing in the kind of money that surplus funds would bring. And so I really, you know, at first I was kind of like, well, we ain't even made no money yet from surplus funds. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't, you know, how do we even know this is real? Like, you know, I knew that foreclosure was real and all that, but I'm like, we haven't even seen a paycheck yet. So I was kind of in that mindset of I have to see it before I can believe it. So again, I continued to, you know, I had my days where I was like, yeah, we can do this. Okay, surplus funds, and you know, and I would help him, but then I had my days where I'm like, you know what? This is your dream, not mine, you know. So I believe we were working on that Brackens case. And I believe that I grew up with some Brackens in the neighborhood that I grew up in because this was in our backyard, Dallas County. And so I think that is what made me excited about wanting to really do the business because I'm like, oh, wow, a lot of these names sound very familiar. Like I grew up with these people or something. This house was foreclosed in the same neighborhood I grew up in. I have to know these people. So that kind of got me excited and motivated to want to help. And so while we're working on this case, of course, I'm nosy and I love to I should be an investigator, like a private investigator. which I kind of consider myself. But I started like searching through the Dallas County records and whatnot. And I'm gonna get to where you want me to go, Jason. But I had saw our future mentor, and I saw his name, his business name on the documents. If y'all just go and look at these court documents, you will find these other people that are doing this business and have been doing this business for a long time. So I saw Ron's name. I said, who is this guy right here? Because he sure has closed out a lot of these tax foreclosures. And so I left and I came back. By the time I came back home, Jason was on the phone with him talking to him. And I said, how did you get him on? Okay, whatever. And so he actually helped us with our first deal. And I felt confident in working with him because, again, the leadership, the principles, the leadership that he showed us, I guess is that what I'm trying to say is he was so determined to help us. He was willing to help us. And that's the same energy that we give to all of our students. And so when he said, yeah, I'll help y'all close this deal, 60-40 split, blah, 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 blah. And then it became consistent of us being on the phone with him almost every day. He started helping us with a lot of the information. It's like, here, look at this script, follow this script, but don't follow it, but just kind of take the information and, use it. And here's some leads, and I'm gonna give you access to this spreadsheet. And I'm like, whoa, wow, just off of one phone call, we have a mentor now that's actually gonna hold our hand and walk us through this. So speed it on up, by the time we get ready to close this deal and everything, I believe we were out of town. And of course, I'm still kind of juggling with, do I believe this business? Or I haven't seen a paycheck yet. I haven't seen a check yet, So we were out of town and we got a call, and it was our mentor, and he was like, the Eagle landed. He said, check y'all account. And I was like, what? He was like, check our account. So I think we had to wait and pull over or something and pull it up, or I pulled it up on my phone, and we saw the deposit there in our account. And so at that point, I was like, okay, now I have to remove that thought of this is not real. This is real now. Like, this is real. I have never seen this much money in our account, like at one time. And so I had to, it was a shift of the paradigm. So I had to, look at the surplus business a little different. And I had to kind of sit down with myself and say, okay, Karen, now that we got that out the way, what are you going to do? And I had to kind of, I had to move forward in helping my husband with this business. Again, I still juggle with my days of helping and not helping. And I think that's just going to be something that I'm going to have to work on as an individual. But I actually started, getting, diving into it and helping more and doing more and calling. And that's how I landed my 5-figure phone call. And, so yeah, the money. Okay, you want me to talk about the money? Yeah, I did. I spent it. Yeah, I did. Is that what y'all waiting for me to hear? Wait for me to say, yeah, I did spend it. Yeah, I did. I got all my stuff out of Amazon cart. I got all my stuff out of the Temu cart. I bought everything on Shein. Yeah, I did it. I did it big. But no, for real, like it changed our life. It really did. It changed our family's life. It changed the way that we travel, spend time with each other, put a lot of the money back into the business, be able to get things for the business. So yeah, this has helped us out tremendously. So
Thank y'all for coming on.
You're looking for, Jason?
No, just your genuine part on how you did it, how you determined, how you were determined, how you persevered, how it actually came together.
Yeah.
You helped somebody also, and then maybe the next call we do, you can tell them how you actually got your first deal all by yourself with Mr. John, and we'll just kind of save that maybe for the next call. But I just appreciate you, everybody coming on, you being truthful, and I'm glad we were able to catch Trevor, and we're going to be waiting from you maybe to do your first video, but maybe we could kind of title this video "What We Have It" and 20K surplus fund deal. So you can put that on the back since Trevor was able to jump on.
Yeah.
and give your testimony. So you can label the call right there with what we have it and how to make 5 figures on a phone call. Because since Trevor jumped in and did it on the call on how to battle through your personal situation. So we're going to name this call how to make 5 figures on a phone call, how to make 20K on a phone call.
It's real. It is real. It
All
is.
right, y'all. I appreciate it, Brenda. I thank you, Tony. Trevor, hopefully you and the family and the wife and kids are okay. I really appreciate you coming on with your testimony today. And we will talk to y'all soon. We love y'all. And please email and text us because we have too many leads and we need y'all help. And I need your help. Karen needs your help. These people need your help. Sisters and brothers need your help. These husbands and wives need your help. And these heirs of these past loved ones need your help. So come help them and pass out some money and come make a lot of money at the same time by helping them. How will 2, 3, 4, 5,000, tens, $20,000 help you in the next few months by helping somebody?